Alright, welcome to the video. Today I'm going to show you guys how I make my units and how I maneuver and attack with said army. Because this video is for well, probably new players who are getting into NTW3. There's a lot of better players than me, but I just want to show you new players or maybe experienced players who are watching this how I maneuver and how I build the armies. Alright, first we have one heavy cavalry unit. Of course, it's isn't supposed to be heavy if it's like C6 or whatever. Dragoons do count as melee cav because they are very good at, well, melee. I use that as either to support cavalry fights, or they were really used to well, to break the infantry because they have a high attack rate, and well, obviously they would break some infantry if I'm lucky. Then we have the scouting units or the light cav. I personally like to bring 4, so like I can divide 2 by 2, and mostly these guys would be doing flanking attacks instead of direct. If that happens, then the Dragoons or any heavy cav would be attacking them, because since it's a melee cav, they would kind of bear the charge basically, and my light cav would charge on the sides or in the rear, which would give well, a morale debuff, and probably make the unit route faster, because the goal is not to destroy the units, just to simply route them and route other units. That's my goal. And now we have the infantry units. First we have the vanguard, how I would like to call it, the vanguard, which would be considered only with lights, because they have superior, depends on your unit of light infantry. So this one, they have superior accuracy 28, and their reloading skill would be higher than your average infantry unit, as we can see here. This guy's reloading skill is 52, and this guy's reloading skill would be 75. So so the lights would be either like this, 89 or 84. Technically they would be placed in the middle line, so they would deal some damage and would be protected by cavalry, because if lights are on your flanks, then there's a good chance that the enemy can use the cavalry to instantly rout them during the brunt of fire. Alright, then we have the infantry units. I like to divide them. You can see I have an infantry gen to divide these two guys from the lights. So you have 1, 2, 3, and then we have another one which is a different unit, 1, 2, 3. So these 6 units would be put by the flanks instead of the center, because one, some of them can form square if you have the unit, or they would hold the brunt of the attack of the enemy's infantry, while the lights can pick off from range and, well, faster reloading. So let's get into it. I'm not going to bring artillery this time because I'll show that later, or any skirmishers. Again, it'll be shown later. 2, 1. Alright, let's get into this. Let me just get the keyboard. Now, in this training map, we're going to put our units way back here, because the enemy is of course going to spawn in front of us. First, we're going to do this here. Alright, so first, your unit's going to be bunched up in these kind of columns, so we obviously do not want that. We need them to be in, well, in orderly formation, and this is how I like to do it. See, I press shift and left click, which would select these units and put them in the front like so. So facing left or right doesn't really matter. I like to face the right because I don't know why, that's just how I like it. and we'll put them like this in one straight line. You could split them apart if there are other roads on different maps. Either you could do this, or you could just simply just put them in one big Congo line. Perfect. You see them, they're all facing right, and the reason why they're facing right, not facing the enemy, is because of the marching formation. I'll show it to you soon. First, we're gonna set it with the cav. The melee or heavy cav will always be with the general, in case if anyone wants to well, kill him, obviously. And we're gonna choose the units over here, 2x2s. Right, perfect. And now the game will start. Alright, so the reason why I put my infantry units like this is when we advance them, they walk in a column, like a huge column. See this? By setting this, we hold left click and expand, then we can select the units that we want in that such formation. Want to do this, and this. So as you can see, they are now marching in, well, columns. The mod doesn't really give them speed boost just by marching in columns, but for me it does give a maneuvering boost for me, because if it's a line then it's gonna be a problem, but if it's in columns it won't be much of a problem. Right, so since our infantry is moving, we should move our scouts forward, so we're gonna do like so. Go to the front. Just a tip, if you see an enemy cav, try not to engage it immediately, but go around it to see if he has some other people, going with him. If he's alone, then you're free to charge. But if he has some company, then be very, very aware and very wise to use your cav. Because if you lose your cav in this game, you are, well, dead. But since the enemy's over there, I'm gonna stop my lights. I'm gonna form the battle line. Pull back the cav. So the battle line for me is like this. You see the vanguard is forming in the center. These guys, who are the second infantry units, the 3 guys, would form on the left, and the third guys would be on the right, like so. Now we wait for them to arrive. While we're doing that, we can still scout ahead. You can see the enemy cavalry has a lot of cavalry, which is very concerning. So that's where I'm going to send these guys in. Now you can see they're trying to charge. Of course, the enemy is marching like in this formation because my opponent is currently AI, not a real person. If it's a real person, then the situation would be much worse. There is more like expectation of how the enemy would move. So you have to be very careful with scouts, because they are the spies for you to spy out the enemy, while they don't engage in cav fights or whatever kind of fight. Alright, I lost my train of thought there for some reason, but let's continue with the game. Alright, so the battle line is forming, the cav is forming on the flanks. Make sure not to engage, run away if possible. You see, don't engage yet, we go around them. People are gonna accuse us of general killing, but we're not gonna do that, because this point of this match was to show you guys how I maneuver things by micromanagement and cavalry movement. Right, the lines in the saddle is just normal speed. The Dragoons are rising up. Okay, the enemy's close enough. We're gonna form battle lines. We're gonna stretch them out. Enemy is charging. Fall back. See here? This is the melee cav. We're gonna use it to charge. Well, these two guys are gonna come back. But this guy will support this charge, while this guy would wait. A walk and come closer to save energy. You see how they're not, my melee cav isn't breaking on the spot? If it was normal cavalry, it would be otherwise, but this is a good cav. Right now the side charge. It's gonna be good. And now they charge this one all together. And another side charge. The infantry is engaging already, as you can see. These guys are gonna come here. But these guys are kind of concerning strong. Apologies for the background noise. Okay, if it's like this, we're gonna pull back. Never mind. We're gonna attack them here, like so. Sometimes NTW does this. We're gonna fix your line. Alright, gotta charge again. Never mind. Fix that, fix that. Alright, charge again. There we go, it's fixed. And we see here another problem. That's why you should really focus on your surroundings.
Sir!
These guys are dead.
Our general is under attack.
You could pursue them to lower the numbers so they don't come back. But personally, we're still focusing. You see, two of my lights have broken by this cavalry unit, which I gave them. Okay, right now let's focus on our infantry. You see the light infantry doing their job here. They're killing a lot of men here and there, while the flanks are dealing with them, holding them back so they don't overlap the center. What a nice trick to use is when you see an enemy with no morale, you can manually aim at them. That's it. This one is a trick that I like to use sometimes to actually aim on those who have a very weak morale. This guy can't form square, which is kind of dangerous. See, this one too. Because sometimes in NTW3 your units won't fire. For me, I found out that if you select an enemy unit, it automatically, well, everyone fires at the same time basically. No one's like holding back or whatever. Targeting this guy. Hope they don't break. The general will move up to give morale. Alright. Charge this guy. Right there, broken. Come back. That's looking good. See, see that line broke. Now aim on this one. The enemy lines are crappy because it's still AI, as you guys can notice. So if it's a real battle, you have to like think of your own maneuvers and tactics. Sun Tzu says something similar. I'll post this quote soon in the video. So make them run to get them faster a little bit. This is what happens when you target for too long. They're gonna chase the routing ones. This one is point blank range, which I kind of like. I see the massacre. See, a lot of people are dying over here. Which is good. Now this guy will do this and that. Watch out. I'm gonna try these guys. Oops. Let me just try melee charging these guys. Where are you guys going? There we go. There we go with another cav charge. Yep, these guys are breaking already. And now the final guys. Watch out for this enemy cav. If this was a real player, it would have been another story. Home square. Bring guys around. Kill the gen. Really important. Alright, the entire army is broken, which is a good thing for us. We have won this battle. It's not really a big battle since it was against AI and it's a training video. But I hope you guys like this video and get kind of get an insight on how to form and maneuver your units. I'll be coming up with next new videos which will discuss about how to maneuver units in different directions, or if you're playing as a weaker army against a very large army, then of course there could be some way of winning that as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video and I hope you see you guys next time. Thank you.